Well, good morning, everyone here in the UK, and good evening to my friends, family, and fans in Australia. If you don't know me, I'm Bronwen Stevens-Harding. I'm the director of Rogue Opera, and I'm popping up live here on Facebook and our YouTube and Vimeo channels over the next 2 days until we get to Christmas Eve, to reveal some of the behind the scenes and also amazing content that we have on the Rogue Opera VIP Pass. So if you're not familiar with the Rogue Opera VIP Pass, this is an online performance platform, a membership subscription platform, which was born out of COVID, out of this global pandemic. So Rogue Opera was set up by myself and my partner and husband, Kevin Harding, at the end of 2017 with the idea of bringing in-person live opera productions to new spaces and audiences. And we present compact productions with about 6 to 10 main singers, a pianist, sometimes some instruments, and a set and staging that is designed to be able to come out of a big theatre and appear anywhere that anyone might want to see a full opera. So we were so excited that in year 3 of the company, which was this year, 2020, we had 2 full productions under our belt, Carmen by Bizet and Don Giovanni by Mozart. So we started with the big hitters. We had put on some great shows of those 2 productions in theatres in London, in some theatres around the UK, particularly a shout out to the Shelley Theatre in Bournemouth, who were our hosts for both of those productions. We're very much looking forward to getting back to them. And we're also able to offer those productions for corporate and private and fundraising events. So we were just so excited. We had so many great things in the pipeline for 2020, including a tour of perhaps some country pub gardens in England, bringing opera out to sunny afternoons in a pub garden around the country. That obviously didn't happen. And so when the first lockdown happened here in London, it was obviously a disaster for everyone, and for us, for people in the performing arts industry and the events industry. So many people are freelance, and Rogue Opera being a young company, all of our work was with freelancers. We work on a project basis. We didn't have any employees, even though we have a great creative team. So a shout out to my music director, Guy Murgatroyd, movement director, Michelle Buckley, and assistant director, Jasmine Adrian Dawson. But unfortunately, nobody was a full-time employee, therefore government assistance, etc. It has been very, very hard to access for people in the performing arts. So at the beginning of that first lockdown, I just wanted to stay present with Rogue Opera and try and find a way to continue to perform, even though we couldn't do that in person. So some of you would have seen our live streams that we did in that first lockdown all the way back in March, April, May, June. And then out of that, live streaming each week, being able to present virtual performances from our performers as they filmed in their lounge rooms, and we presented them from my lounge room to your lounge room. I really thought this is something that has life way beyond this crisis situation. So I took a couple of months off, and at the end of August, we launched the VIP Pass platform. So there we still have weekly live shows. We now have a Rogue Opera studio where we're able to have many more performers come and perform live. We still create virtual performances for those performers who aren't. And today I'm going to be revealing a very special performance by Australian Sydney, all the same thing, tenor Brad Cooper. I met Brad back in February this year when he happened to be in London, and I put out a call for Australian singers to come and help me put on a in-person, when we could do that, fundraising concert for the bushfire relief effort in Australia, because obviously at the beginning of this year, for especially people in Australia, the worst thing we thought that could happen was that terrible, terrible devastation that was wreaked by the Australian bushfires. And I know that's a problem that isn't going away, and I do hope everyone in Australia, if there are fires near you and you're being affected, that this season is nowhere near as bad as last season. So Brad responded to my call for this bushfire fundraising event where we raised over £4,000 to be able to send back to Australia, which was just amazing. And then when we developed the VIP Pass platform, the fact that Brad was back in Sydney didn't stop us from getting him to create a wonderful virtual performance, which you'll be hearing very shortly. So the other thing I'm promoting today, because even though this is a behind the scenes chat, one part of owning a business is promotion and marketing. There goes my microphone. So we were able to, on Sunday, just gone, Sunday the 20th, from the Rogue Opera Studio here, have a fantastic performance of carols and Christmas songs by what I like to call the Rogue Opera Carols Quartet. So it's 4 fantastic opera singers, our music director Guy Murgatroyd on piano, and they delivered about an hour and a half program of performance pieces and also sing-along at home carols. So if you saw my Rogue Reveals 1, which went out last night, you would have seen the beautiful rendition of In the Bleak Midwinter by Gustav Holst. So you can pop back on the Rogue Reveals 1 video, which is on my timeline, and have a look at that. Today, I'm just going to give you the promotional video we made for that concert, which has a snippet of Silent Night. And while I'm playing that video, I'll try and fix my microphone. So let's hear from some beautiful Rogue Opera voices giving you Silent Night. So that's just a taster of all the fantastic carols that were on that program. And the reason I'm telling you about it is hopefully there is now some links scrolling past my head. We have made that performance available on demand. So it is just £10 per device. It's available anywhere in the world. So all of you lovely people in Australia and beyond, you could buy that for £10. You can watch it on demand for as many times as you like, up until midnight of the 27th of December. So that is a way to bring some Christmas carol cheer into your home at a time, particularly in the UK, where we haven't been able to go out and go shopping and hear the carols played in the supermarket or in the shopping centres, or even going out and seeing wonderful carols performances. So the link for that, if you haven't managed to catch it on the scroll, if you just type in bit.ly, bit.ly/rogue carols, then you'll be able to access that. And as I said, you can play it on repeat as many times as you like up until midnight on Sunday, the 27th of December. So now I would love to play you a performance piece, which is on the Rogue Opera VIP Pass. So when you sign up as a VIP Pass member, you get access to already over 100 pieces of on-demand content. And you will get a new show, live show every week. Every Friday, we live stream from the Rogue Opera Studio. This Friday, being Christmas Day, we won't be live, but Guy and myself did record a very special Christmas episode where we look back over some of our favourite pieces from the shows that we've been doing since August. And we are counting down our favourite 12. It was so hard to even pick 12. There's absolutely every one of them should have been in that countdown, but we had to start at a number somewhere. So if you do sign up for the VIP Pass, you can watch that at your leisure on Christmas Day, and it will be a really nice introduction to the platform. So one of the pieces of content, one of the wonderful virtual performances that's available on that on-demand performance archive is this piece by tenor Brad Cooper. And Brad, if you're watching, give me a shout in the chat. Everyone who is watching, I've got my iPad here in front of me. So if you want to say hi or give me a wave, I'll be able to read those comments while I'm playing Brad's fantastic video. Let's hear from Brad Cooper, wonderful tenor.
Hi, I'm Brad Cooper and I'm so happy to be singing for you tonight through Rogue Opera's online platform. I'm thrilled to be invited by Bronwen to sing for you tonight. It's providing a platform for singers to get their work out there and help raise important funds to keep the work of Rogue Opera going into the future. Now, Bronwen and I first met a few months ago when I was involved in the bushfire relief concert, which we raised an amazing £4,600 to contribute to help people here in Sydney and Australia. Now, that's some really good news, and some good news that I've had at this particular time is that a Floristan that I was due to do in August has been moved to 2021, so I'm really thrilled that we can do Fidelio next year in Germany. But for tonight, I thought I'd give us a little bit of passion, so Rosabal's No Puede Ser, which is a passionate song for an emotional time.
No puede ser, esa mujer es buena. No puede ser una mujer malvada. En su mirar, como una luz singular, he visto que esa mujer es una desventurada. Porque la vi querer, porque lo vi llorar. Los ojos que lloran no saben mentir, las malas mujeres no miran así. Temblando en sus ojos dos lágrimas vi, y a mí me ilusiona que tiemblen por mí, que tiemblen por mí. Viva luz de mi ilusión, sé piadosa con mi amor, porque no sé peñar, porque no sé tarar, porque no sé vivir.
Well, what a wonderful performance by Brad. And as I said, that was one of the earlier videos that was made for us, and that's when everybody was completely locked down. It's really exciting as the platform developed that we have been able to have people in the studio here As I said, we had the Carols Quartet, so we had 4 people in this fantastic space. You can't see behind me that the piano is behind the camera. We have COVID-secure screens up, so while this pandemic is still going on, we can make sure we have a safe performance space for our artists. But as I said, this VIP Pass platform was born out of this crisis this year, but it's absolutely going to be part of Rogue Opera going forward into years to come. And we're really excited for the time, hopefully next year, when we'll be able to start doing fully staged productions again. And we will absolutely be finding a way to broadcast those either live or have them available on demand. And, you know, silver linings of this year, it really is something that myself and lots of other people in the classical musical world knew, that there's this potentially huge audience that we can reach through this digital medium. And also through this medium of taking, you know, our favourite pieces of opera out of a full production and presenting them in a very personal and intimate way, and having the performers, as you heard from Brad, explain a little bit about themselves, about the aria. And that's really one of the ideas of the VIP Pass platform, is to bring you into our world. So as well as performances and the weekly live shows, we have some really fun video content that gives you some information about the history of opera and ballet and theatre, and also some music terminology. So the VIP Pass platform is a great gift for somebody, which I'll be telling you more about in a moment. It's a great way for people who perhaps have heard opera in a movie but don't really know much about it, would like to explore it a bit more. It's also a great way for people who love opera, who are missing their full productions, to just dip in and out and hear their favourite arias presented in, as I said, a very personal way. So what have I got up next? Yes, I'm going to play you a video that has been made by Rogue Opera's Australian marketing department, otherwise known as Hilary Stevens, my mother, who has been an absolute invaluable support during the whole of Rogue Opera's history, but particularly this year. And she has created some really fun videos to show you why you might want to give a Rogue Opera VIP pass as a gift. And seeing as we are now at the 23rd of December, if there is somebody you have forgotten, or there's someone you'd like to give an extra gift to, you can get a VIP pass gift voucher, buy it online right now. You can set the date and time to have it delivered to your gift recipient. They'll receive an email with a beautiful virtual voucher to unwrap, which is musical, of course, and then they can choose to activate their 1, 3 or 12-month gift pass that you have bought for them at any time. So here is a little promotional video about the VIP gifting. So I hope you enjoyed that great video, and the music that you heard on it is a wonderful aria from Bizet's Carmen. It's the Seguidilla, and that recording featured on our live show number 4. As I don't think I mentioned this time in the Rogue Reveals, each weekly live show, which is broadcast here from the Rogue Opera studio, has a theme. So show number 4, the show number 4's theme was temptation. And if you know anything about the opera Carmen, then Carmen absolutely embodies temptation. And in that piece, the Seguidilla, she is using all of her charm and wiles to tempt the soldier Don Jose to release her from her chains and run away with her to a better life with her and her friends. So those are the kind of background sort of curated introductions that we give to pieces on the show. As I said, we're not currently able to present you a fully staged production in this Rogue Opera studio, which is a little compact for that. So to give you a sense of the characters and the stories that go with the fantastic music, myself and music director Guy introduce each piece. So we have a theme we've picked, we have 3 or 4 pieces that we curate around this theme. And as I said, it's a lovely journey through some of our favourite pieces of opera. I also mentioned that we have some video content which gives you some background behind the scenes into history and terminology. And the piece I'm going to play for you next is one of those, and it is a concept which was designed and is created every week by Guy Murgatroyd, our music director. It is called Seco 60, and what it is Guy debunking a piece of opera or classical music terminology in just 60 seconds. And this is our very first episode, which he made back when we were still live streaming in the first lockdown, and it is about the term cabaletta.
Hello and welcome to Seco 60, where each week I look at a different aspect of operatic terminology in just 60 seconds. This week I'm looking at the term cabaletta. Non mi dir is an example of a cabaletta aria. What is a cabaletta? It is a musical form used when composing solo operatic music that typically consists of a slower section followed by a faster section. Where did it come from? The name derives from the Italian word cavallo, or horse. This is because in its early development in the mid-18th century, cabalettas were typically dominated by strong, repetitive rhythms that literally galloped the singer along. Why do composers use it? The traditional form for composing an aria is called da capo. That's essentially one mood followed by a contrasting mood, and then the first mood again with some embellishment. There is not much room in this for character development. While a cabaletta is also in 2 halves, each half is at liberty to wander through as many moods as the composer best feels will represent the libretto, so a cabaletta allows for greater character development. You can hear this in Non mi dir, which opens with slow music reflecting Donna Anna's thoughts for the present, followed by a much faster concluding section reflecting her thoughts for the future. That's this week's Seco 60. See you next week.
So that is just one of 26 episodes, I believe, that we have. It's having some crackling from my microphone, I do apologise. All of them, you could watch them one after another if you wanted to, although after 25 your brain might explode. But as you can see, there's so much fun content in there, and Guy does deliver it at quite a cracking pace. Often people go back and watch that over and over again. So I've talked about buying the VIP pass as a gift. I do hope some of you watching might think, oh yes, there's someone I know who absolutely loves music, they've been missing going to the theatre, or someone I know who would be interested in finding a bit more, or someone that I know that would just like to support Rogue Opera by sending a £10 pass to someone, even if you're not sure that they like opera. Because one of the fantastic things about Rogue Opera and about the last 3 years really is when I get people who come to one of our live shows or people who've joined the VIP pass platform who kind of start their letter or conversation with me, email, no one writes letters these days, do they? In that like, oh, I didn't think I liked opera, or I'm not really into opera, but I came to your show, I watched one of your performances, I listened to Guy's Seco 60, and you know what, actually I really like it. So I'm on a mission to convert as many people as I can into this fantastic art form, which obviously I'm biased, I think is just the best thing in the world. So do share far and wide. And if you're interested yourself to sign up to see what it's all about, you can try out for 7 days for free. So if you just go to rogueopera.co.uk/VIP, you can sign up and you have 7 days to start dipping around that over 100 pieces of content that's there. And as I said, very special Christmas Day episode coming up. So I'm going to play you one more advertising jingle, and then I think I'm going to wrap up for today, but I am popping up again another couple of times today, another couple of times tomorrow. There'll be more reveals on there, new pieces of content, some more samples from the fantastic Christmas concert, so do check back in on my timeline. The next time I'm going live, I think, is lunchtime here in the UK, so that's going to be way too late for you people in Australia. And by the way, have a lovely hello to Lara, Dave, Margot and Jack, and of course Baz. Thanks for watching. Who else have we got? Oh, my sister-in-law. Paula, lovely to see you online as well. So yeah, really great to be able to communicate with people like this, because here in the UK, particularly London, we're in tier 4 again. Contact with people is now back down to a minimum. And of course, as performers, this has been our way of communicating with our audience this year, where we perform, talk to a camera, and then we have to get our feedback sort of delayed, as it were. But it still is so exciting to have this platform to perform. So here's another fantastic piece of promotional material, and the music that you're going to hear is wonderful baritone Crispin Lewis, and he is singing a piece from Rossini's Cenerentola, which is Cinderella. Cenerentola was going to be our next stage production this year. We're very much hoping we'll be able to get that off the ground next year as soon as possible.
Bellissima regina, lui ladra di verrà, e di loro la dozzina gliene vorrei abbraccerà. Re piccolo di qua, servo, 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 re bambolo di là, servo, 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 e la gloria mia sarà, sì, sì, la gloria mia sarà. Bellissima regina, lui ladra di verrà, e di loro la dozzina gliene vorrei abbraccerà. Re piccolo di qua, servo, 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 re bambolo di là, servo, 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 e la gloria mia sarà, sì, sì, la gloria mia sarà. Ogni piccolo cuore di bambola là, ogni piccolo cuore di bambola là, e la gloria, e la gloria, e la gloria mia sarà. Ogni piccolo cuore di bambola là, ogni piccolo cuore di bambola là, e la gloria, e la gloria, e la gloria mia sarà. Bellissima regina, lui la di verrà, e di loro la docina di ne vorrei abbraccerà, e la gloria mia sarà, e la gloria mia sarà, mia sarà, mia sarà, mia sarà, mia sarà.
So I hope you enjoyed. Oh, hang on. So I hope you enjoyed that jaunty from Rossini's Cenerentola. It's told me that too much and my mic is crackling, so I apologise for that. I'll try and fix that for the next Rogue Reveals. The studio here has been transformed in 4 different ways in the last 4 or 5 days. So we had our normal setup for our weekly live streams. We then had a different setup to present the Christmas show. We then had a setup for the carols, and now I'm here. So every time we move things around, all the wires and things have to be readjusted. And so obviously there's a wire crossed somewhere, which is causing the crackle. So I'll try and sit very still, which is quite hard for me. That's all I've got on the Rogue Reveal number 2 for you. As I said, there will be possibly this evening. I'm going to be in your face until Christmas Eve, because I'm just so passionate about what Rogue Opera has achieved this year. Those fantastic singers who've contributed to the Rogue Opera online platform have managed to do for us this year. We've got over 38 musicians featured on the platform, and there's much, much more to come. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. I'll see you all back here soon, and everyone, please stay safe and well and happy. Take care.